Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Yes, last class we have discussed about so many concepts under what is that thermal conductivity, and I supposed to discuss about your assignment portion also. I received some of your assignment, but if I'm valuing that assignment, you may not get more than about 50%. You may not get more than 50% of your allotment. So therefore, I want to discuss. Okay, I didn't expect this kind of assignment from final BSc students, especially final BSc students. Okay, the first and foremost thing, just I will show the questions, whatever I have framed. Okay, yes, at least you had to call me and you had to discuss if you are not understood anything. Okay, writing some wrong answers for the questions and expecting good marks, we cannot. Assignment is so we are supposed to write it by seeing the notes or seeing the books. We have to copy it. Okay, copying is also not done properly means. Okay, one thing, first point, I have changed the first question. Did you observe that? Because some student they have argued about that. Sir, Galilean principle of relativity is not done, sir. It is not in your syllabus. Derive Lorentz is not there. Derive. Therefore, I have changed it to write Lorentz. But if you have written derive, if you have written derive, then you have to derive and you have to show it. Okay, change the question itself. Change this question. One thing. Okay, then some of you have not written these two answers. I don't know why it is, especially this. Show that the rest mass of photon is 0. They have not written that answer. I have given that answer also. It has been given in the notes. I have already sent the notes. Okay, some of you are written, some of you are not written. Okay, then okay, let us go to the next concept. That is what is that? Derive an expression for this one. Derive an expression for electrical conductivity of an intrinsic semiconductor. I asked intrinsic semiconductor. But you have written the answer for this question. You have written, I will show it. You have written this answer. Correct? Okay. Then I have to start. What are metals? What are semiconductors? Metals means they are the conductor. Metals means conductors. From high school level, you have studied about the differences between conductors to semiconductors, right? So what is a major difference between solids? Can be divided into 3 categories. One is conductor, means it is a metal, very good conductor, it is a metal. Then semiconductor, then insulator, based on your even band theory of solids. Conductor, it is useful for our conduction process, the whole electrical ideas that it is depending upon this. Insulator, it is a waste under conducting ideas. But semiconductors we are using in the case of electronics field. Under semiconductor, we are having the 2 types of semiconductors: intrinsic semiconductor, extrinsic. This is a basic idea from 10th standard you are studying. Second PUC has studied. Okay, intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic, there are 2 varieties are there, N-type and P-type. Take your SSLC book and you read it first. First you read, you start from SSLC. That I am not negatively, I'm not thinking. I will think always positively. If you want to understand the subject, you go through from the basic. Just you start your reading from the basic. This is the right time. This is the right time. If there is an offline classes are there, we would have started with test or something. So better you read the SSLC book, then on second PUC book, then you have to read the degree books. Otherwise, no use. If you don't know what is intrinsic, what is extrinsic, N-type, P-type, then, okay, coming back to this concept here, if I'm asking for an intrinsic semiconductor, if you are writing for a metal, for a conductor, if you are writing, I am asking for an intrinsic semiconductor. If you are writing the answer for this conductor, then shall I give the full marks for that? Okay, I supposed to give 0 marks for that. Because I asked this question, you have written the answer for this. At least you have to think about the question and the answer, and you have to, if you don't know the answer, you would have called me saying that one, we don't have the books or we don't have the notes also, so therefore you send the material. I would have sent it. Okay, this is the correction. All of you have to make the correction. I have sent the notes yesterday. I have sent the notes by looking at your assignments. I have sent the notes. You correct it today night, you can send it, no problem. Okay, correction, it is to be done. All these corrections neatly you have to correct. Those sheets you remove it, again you write those sheets. Okay, incorporate properly, send it. Okay, some of you have written the handwriting is not up to the mark. At least you have to write neatly. Minimum requirement, neatly you have to write. Okay, one thing. Next concept. Let us go for this Hartley oscillator. I hope you are having the notes. Thomas Gunshilan already he has sent the notes. I think it's so. Then, can't you copy it properly at least? If you don't have, I will send it. No problem. Okay. Hartley oscillator using the transistor version. How to write a transistor? Is it right? You are all degree student. Another 2 years, you are going to start your teaching profession. Don't forget. If you are writing like this, is it a transistor? If you are writing like this, is it a transistor? I am asking. Most of you have written like this. Is it a transistor? No, it is not a transistor. If you are writing like this, then we will put 0 marks for this because we don't expect from a degree student. If error is committed by a second PUC student, okay, we will say, okay, they don't know. But degree student, back to final degree student, we cannot. As soon as the other circuit diagram, afterwards we will see that. First, we are going to see the transistor. If you are writing like this now, which is the emitter, which is the base, which is the collector, we don't know anything. So transistor, there are 2 varieties of transistors are there, NPN transistor and PNP transistors. Basically, I am talking about basically, it can be divided into 2 categories. NPN transistor, we have to write like this. This is an NPN transistor. This is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. Using this one only, we can recognize which is the emitter. If you know the emitter, then we can recognize the remaining 2 as base and collector. Without writing the arrow mark, we cannot say whether it is an NPN transistor or PNP transistor. PNP transistor, we are writing like this. This is PNP transistor. Without writing the arrow mark, if you are writing only the round mark and 3 lines, if you are writing, it is not a transistor. I'm very sorry to say that. So go through it again. Okay. Whatever I have given the notes, you copy that one properly. I said. Particular question, particular answer you are supposed to write. Prepare well at home. Even for your final examination. I told you already. Okay, I will not going to leave any one student to get the fail marks in my paper. Again, I will repeat, in my paper, I will not allow any one student to get the fail marks. No. Forcibly, I will make you to pass. Forcibly. Which is that force? Certainly, as soon as the offline classes are started, immediately, first day itself, I will conduct the test. Very first day itself, I will conduct the test. Get ready with all the notes, whatever I have sent, whatever the portions are covered. You study well at home. Immediately on the first day itself, I will start to conduct the test. Don't say afterwards, it is not informed. Sir, it is not informed to us. Another 1 day we require, 2 days is required, like that. I will not going to give the time interval further. No. Still you are having 14 days time. All the portions, whatever it has been covered up to that, get ready. Okay. But today you have to send your assignment portion. Maximum I can wait today up to 12 o'clock. No problem. Right. If you require another about 2-3 hours extra, okay, tomorrow morning I can wait. Some of you have sent, some of you are not yet sent. If you don't send it, so from the college side, they have given the information that 31st is the last day. 31st is the last day. Already we have given sufficiently a lengthy time. Extra 2 days it has been already given. So therefore, still let us not go beyond that one. Okay, we don't have any other work at home except reading and writing, isn't it? So think about that. We, the students, we don't have any other work except reading and writing. What the other work that we are having? We don't have practicals, nothing. Okay, online classes maybe 4 or 5 will be there, maximum 4 most probably, not more than that. Then the remaining time you have to utilize for your reading, for your studies. Don't have an idea that they are going to, the cancellation of the examination, they are going to do it like that. Don't think it, because University Grant Commission will not agree. UGC Delhi will not agree for that. All the universities, they are supposed to conduct the examinations before issuing the degree certificate. Last year only they have given the instruction to all the universities. Therefore, all the students, you will be writing the examination, especially final BSc students. You cannot escape with the examinations. You cannot. So don't have an idea that, okay, examinations are going to get cancelled. Don't have that idea. So study well at home. Okay, yes. These are the ideas that I supposed to discuss. Today itself, you correct all the papers, whatever you have written. Read all the concepts properly. Keep your notes one side. Okay, go through all the things without any mistakes. Because assignment, it is having 20 marks. Out of 20 marks, if I'm giving the assignment as 15 marks or 10 marks, 8 marks, like that, is it possible to score in the case of theory examinations as a good marks? You think about that. You are supposed to score, these are all bonus marks. You are supposed to score 20 out of 20 here. One should not get less than 20 here. Because you are copying from other notes here. Assignment means you are copying from somewhere else and you are copying here. You have to get 20 out of 20 here. Then only you can secure very good marks in the total way. Altogether, you are going to get very good marks. Here only, if you are securing 8 or 10 like that now, then how to get the aggregate marks as more? Not so easy. Not so easy. Therefore, my sincere advice, you read well at home today itself. Okay, take your assignment, whatever you have written, make the corrections wherever the mistakes are there. Again, go through that. Again, I will not going to inform you. If you are absent for this class also, I cannot inform again. No. So send the notes as early as possible by today itself, or maximum tomorrow morning within 10 o'clock or 10:30. Within that, you have to send it. Okay, again, all of you, again, you have to send it. Go through it. Correction is to be done by yourself. Okay, once if I'm starting to correct, I will not going to inform you again. I will put the marks directly. Okay, therefore, I don't want to give lesser marks here because it is an assignment. If it is a test, I would have correct as it is. Since it is an assignment, where are the mistakes? I supposed to say that one, I said. So it's your duty to correct it and send it back. Okay, yes, right. Let us take up the concepts now. So already we have come across about one important derivation. that is electrical conductivity of solids, electrical conductivity of a conductor, electrical conductivity of conductor means it is a solid. This it has been finished. Of course, intrinsic semiconductor I have not yet finished, but I have given for the assignment. And I have sent the notes yesterday because of that. Okay, you made a mistake, therefore I have sent it. So this is given by sigma is equal to, already this derivation is over, n e square lambda u divided by 6 kT, where k is the Boltzmann constant. K is called by the name the Boltzmann constant. Okay, K, it is the Boltzmann constant, small letter k. Boltzmann's constant. This is the derivation already we have come across. Right? Now, I suppose to write this one in different way. How to write? This can also be written as sigma can also be written as, sigma means electrical conductivity of a conductor, electrical conductivity of a solid material, okay, of a conductor, of a metal, okay, I can say, of a metal. It is given by sigma is equal to n e square tau divided by 2m, where tau is the relaxation time, the time interval between any two successive collisions. Time interval between any two successive collisions is equal to tau. Sir, how we got from here to here? You didn't ask that question, but I myself I am framing the question. I will show it from here to here how to get it. Just I will show it, because while solving the problem, either we are using this formula or we are using this formula. Both are one and the same. Okay, today itself I will solve one or two problems. Let us see that. The time permits, no problem, you can. So how it is said to be? So we'll start with this. Sigma is equal to n e square lambda u divided by 6 kT. Right? But what is the value of lambda here? I mean, tau here now means relaxation time. But tau is equal to lambda divided by u, where lambda is the distance traveled, the net distance between the two successive collisions, u is the velocity of that each electron, tau is the relaxation time between the two collisions, between the two successive collisions. What is the time gap is there? That is tau. Usually for a conductor, tau is equal to 10 to the power of minus 14 seconds. 10 to the power of minus 14 seconds, taken from your second PUC, that is. All these things almost you have studied in your lower classes. Okay, tau. And also we got m u square is equal to 3 kT. This also I have written last class. Last class I have shown it. Okay, that is 1 by 2 half u square. That is half mu square is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Therefore, 2 get cancelled on both the sides. Therefore, mu square is equal to 3 kT. Okay, so this one I will going to insert here now. Just I will going to substitute here. Okay, 3 kT is equal to mu square here. This can be written as 2 into 3 kT. Denominator. Therefore, sigma is equal to n e square lambda into u divided by, this is 2 as it is, I will write 3 kT. 3 kT is equal to mu square. 3 kT is equal to mu square. Okay, 1 u get cancelled here. Therefore, you are going to get n e square lambda divided by 2 into mu. But lambda divided by u is equal to, lambda by u is equal to tau. Therefore, n e square tau divided by 2m. Okay, hoping that you have understood. Based on that, we are supposed to solve the problem. So get ready with all these concepts. You had to write in a sheet of paper, you had to write notes. I have not given these ideas because these are all very simple concepts. This can also be written like this. Write it properly, write it quickly. Take one sheet of paper, write it, and don't throw that paper. Keep it with you only. Okay, get ready with your calculators also. If possible, today I will start the problems also. One problem at least minimum. I'm supposed to solve it. Before that, I had to cover one more concept. Yes, write it fast, quickly, finish it off. Okay, hoping that you have finished. Now we are going to take up the Ohm's law. From this one, we are supposed to derive the Ohm's law. Okay, show that, prove Ohm's law. Using the conductivity idea, prove the Ohm's law that we are going to ask. So how we are going to write this? Clear? Finished? Okay. Yes. How we are going to show it? Okay. Show that Ohm's law using electrical conductivity. Using electrical conductivity, we are supposed to prove the Ohm's law. So we have chosen a conductor like this. Again, I am writing the diagram, whatever I have written in the beginning, last class. It is a conductor. Area of cross section of the conductor is equal to A. And I have chosen area of conductor is equal to 1 here. Unit area of conductor, unit area of cross section, it has been chosen. V is the potential difference we have applied between the two ends of the conductor. Length of the conductor is equal to L. L is the length, A is the area of cross section, V is equal to potential difference applied across the two ends of the conductor. Okay. Therefore, from here to here, there exists an electric field here. That electric field, whatever it is existing, is given by E is equal to V divided by L. E is equal to V divided by L. That is the electric field. Because of the potential difference, immediately between one conductor to one conductor end of one conductor to the other end, there exists an electric field here. That electric field is equal to potential difference divided by the length. Okay. Yes. Now, therefore, E is equal to V divided by L. But we know already about the sigma value here. Sigma is the known thing. Already we know that. And J also we have calculated here, current density. Current density, that is J. Already we have derived this one. In the previous class, it has been shown it. J is equal to, okay, N E square E lambda into U divided by 6K. Where small k is the Boltzmann constant. But we know that J is equal to I divided by A. Therefore, if I am substituting this here, you are going to get here I divided by A is equal to M E square E lambda U divided by 6KT. A, I will take it to the other side of the equation like this, cross multiplication. Therefore, you are going to get I is equal to M E square E lambda U multiplied by A divided by 6KT. Right? But we have chosen A is equal to 1 here. As you are chosen A is equal to 1 here, I will put A is equal to 1. Right? Therefore, A is equal to 1, if I am putting A, it turns out to be 1 here. But E is equal to how much? Potential difference divided by the length. Therefore, E is equal to potential divided by the length. Therefore, I is equal to m E square potential divided by the length lambda into U divided by 6 kT. Clear? Therefore, I is equal to m E square capital V potential difference lambda into U divided by 6 kT multiplied by L. But sigma is equal to how much? We have derived already about this. Sigma is equal to m E square formula lambda into U divided by 6 kT. M E square lambda into U divided by 6 kT. I will remove all this rounded off one. It has been removed and I will going to put sigma. Therefore, I is equal to sigma into V divided by L. Slowly that I am showing all the concepts and I am writing. Better you have to take sheet of paper along with me, you have to write, then only you can understand. Okay. Follow this. Now I will take up your high school level physics or maybe your second PUC. 9th standard only it is there, of course. Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor and it is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Therefore, R is equal to a constant. That constant I can write that one as rho, that is resistivity, okay, L divided by A. That is R, where R is the resistance, rho is the resistivity. What is R? Resistance of the conductor, resistance of the material. Therefore, R can be written as 1 by sigma I can write, where rho is the resistivity, sigma is the conductivity, reciprocal of that. Rho is the resistivity, R is the resistance, sigma is the conductivity. 1 by rho is equal to conductivity, 1 by conductivity is equal to rho into L divided by A. But A is equal to 1, we have chosen. Therefore, R is equal to 1 by sigma into L. Okay. Or L by sigma. R is equal to L divided by sigma. R is equal to L by sigma. Using this, if I want to write sigma by L is equal to how much? Sigma by L is equal to 1 by R. Reciprocal on both the sides. Therefore, I is equal to here. Sigma by L is equal to 1 by R here. Sigma by L is equal to 1 by R multiplied by V. Therefore, V is equal to I into R. This is Ohm's law. The current flows through a conductor. It is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. The current, whatever it is, flows through a conductor, it is directly proportional to the potential difference across the two ends of the conductor. I proportional to V. If they're asking for about 3 marks, using the conductivity, prove V is equal to I into R as Ohm's law. Then you are supposed to write all these concepts for about 2 marks or 3 marks. This is another important concept. Previous concept is also very much important. Previous concept means the derivation of this. Okay. I'll go through all these things. This I'm showing. This is continuation of the last class. And what you have to do is, whatever the portions are covered on that day itself, you have to read it, because all those notes, it has been issued already. On the same day, you are supposed to read all the concept, and if you are writing once or twice, you can understand the next day concept also. Otherwise, once you have forgotten all these things, not so easy to understand. Okay, finished. Next one, for about 2 marks question that we are framing, an important 2 marks question that we are asking. That is, state Wiedemann-Franz law. Or maybe we are asking state and explain. Wiedemann-Franz law. State Wiedemann-Franz law. Okay. So capital K is called by the name thermal conductivity of a conductor. Thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity of a material. Usually it is said to be a metal. Thermal conductivity of a metal. Again, if I am writing a metal, means it is for a conductor only, not for semiconductor. Wiedemann-Franz law is not applicable for semiconductor. It is applicable only for conductors. It is applicable for metal. Okay. Sigma, called by the name electrical conductivity. Of a metal. Again, metal means it is a conductor. Because yesterday I have seen your assignment now. So you don't know what is a metal and conductor, means they are one and the same. Semiconductors are not metal. That's right. So this is a conductor. For a conductor, it is applicable. K, thermal conductivity of a metal. Sigma, electrical conductivity of a metal. Electrical conductivity of a metal. Now we know the formula for this K and also formula for this sigma, where K is equal to thermal conductivity is given by half lambda mu small letter k. This is capital K. This is small k. Small k representing Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann constant, that is small k. Sigma is equal to formula, already we have derived. This one, it is not in our syllabus, derivation. This is there in the syllabus, therefore I have derived. It is given by here, n e square lambda u divided by 6 kT. Small k. This is capital K, this is small k. Capital K, thermal conductivity, small k is Boltzmann constant. Now divide one by the other here now. K divided by sigma is equal to how much? K divided by sigma is equal to here 1 by 2 lambda m u small letter k multiplied by 6 kT goes to numerator divided by n e square lambda into u. So one n get cancelled here, lambda get cancelled, u get cancelled. 2 ones are 2 threes are. So therefore k divided by sigma capital K is equal to here 3 constant, k divided by E, you can observe that k into k square, that whole square I can write, multiplied by T. Clear? The whole thing is a constant here. I will going to round it off that one. Whatever I have rounded off, it is a constant for a metal. This constant, I will write that one as L here. This is called by the name the Lorentz number. Called by the name the Lorentz number. Therefore, k divided by sigma, capital K divided by sigma is equal to L into T. Therefore, k by sigma, capital K divided by sigma is proportional to capital T. Is proportional to capital T. Therefore, thermal conductivity of a particular metal to the electrical conductivity of the particular metal is a constant for all the metals. Of course, you consider all the metals. For all the metals, thermal conductivity divided by electrical conductivity is a constant. Is a constant, but provided temperature being a constant. But it is go on varies as the temperature is also go on varies. That constant, that ratio is go on varying as the temperature is go on varying. But if we are keeping the constant temperature here, as T is constant here, then K by sigma is a constant. If capital T is a constant, then I can say that K divided by sigma is a constant for all the metals. This is Wiedemann-Franz law. So Wiedemann-Franz law, it says that the ratio, Wiedemann-Franz law, it says that the ratio between the thermal conductivity to the electrical conductivity, is the same for all the metals. It is same for all the metals at a given temperature. At a constant temperature, the thermal conductivity of a metal to the electrical conductivity of a metal, thermal conductivity to the electrical conductivity, that ratio is a constant for all the materials at constant temperature. If you are writing that much, you will get 2 marks for that. Statement, if they are writing only the statement, you write enough. Only this much is enough. State and explain if they are asking. State and explain. If they are asking, we are asking for about 3 marks. Then you have to write all things. You have to write the whole thing then. State and explain. State and explain means you have to write the whole thing. State Wiedemann-Franz law. Only the sentence. This is enough. K by sigma is proportional to T, where K is thermal conductivity, sigma is electrical conductivity, T is absolute scale temperature. So what is that? The ratio of thermal conductivity to electrical conductivity is same for all the materials, for all the metals conductors at a given constant temperature. Otherwise, it is directly proportional to the absolute scale temperature. That's enough. Okay. Have I understood that answer? Just to see that. Get ready with your calculator. At least one or two problems, let us solve it. Problems are also important for you. If you want to score the good marks in physics, first you have to learn the theory, then we have to learn the problems also, applications. That also we have to learn. Okay. Write the first problem. Calculate the drift velocity. I will write it here along with me. Just you write it. Get your calculator. Get it ready. See that whether they are working or not during the lockdown period. Calculate the drift velocity of the free electrons in a conductor of area 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. It is in SI system only. SI unit only it is present. No problem. 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. Area 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square area is given. Okay. Given the electron density to be 8 into 10 to the power 28 per meter cube. Per meter cube. When a current of 5 ampere flows in it. So you write the data first. You read the question. Data you write it. If it is in CGS system, convert in the form of SI. If it is already in SI system, think about the constant formula. Substitute and get the answer. Nothing else here. Calculate the drift velocity of the free electron. We are supposed to calculate the drift velocity. V or Vd, no problem. Either V or V suffix D, whatever you want, you can write it. Free electrons in a conductor of area is given. Area is equal to 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. Given electron density is given. Electron density, small n, number of electrons per unit volume, called by the name the electron density, number of electrons per unit volume, 8 into 10 to the power 28 per meter cube. It is in SI system. When a current of 5 amperes flows in it. Now, all the data it has been written by reading the problem. Now, constant formula we had to select. I is equal to MEA into V or VD. No problem. You can write. I is equal to MEA into VD. Therefore, VD is equal to V sub small letter V. Okay, I divided by MEA. Substitution I will write, but calculation you are supposed to write it. You do it. Tell me the answer. Anyhow, your calculator will be doing the answers. Okay, calculation will be done easily. 5 ampere. This is 8 into 10 to the power 28. Okay. Electron charge. Oh, electron charge is not written here. So how much is the electron charge? I will write here electron charge, that is E 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So this is 1.6. Area is given 10 to the power of minus 4. Answer. I'm sorry, meter per second. This is meter per second. Velocity. How much is the answer? (3.9) 10 to the power of minus 5. Yogesh. 3.9 10 to the power of minus 16. Do it properly. Are you getting 3.9 10 to the power of minus 16 or minus 6? Second decimal point, whatever you are getting, you write it. 10 to the power of minus, okay, 3.0 10 to the power of minus 5. Sabha is right. Okay. I am writing 10 to the power of minus 6 here because I have written 3.9. Okay, Rashmi, correct. Okay, write the next question then. Calculate the electrical conductivity of copper from the following data. Atomic weight of copper. Atomic weight of copper 63.5. Density of copper 8.94 10 to the power of 3 kg per meter cube. Relaxation time of electrons. (2.48) 10 to the power of minus 14 seconds. This is a question, it has been asked. Okay, first let us write the data. What is to be determined? Calculate the electrical conductivity. Calculate the electrical conductivity of copper. Electrical conductivity of copper, that is sigma. Calculate the electrical conductivity of copper, that is sigma is equal to how much? Then Relaxation time is given. Tau is equal to 2.48. So many seconds. Atomic weight of copper is given. Density of copper is given. Okay, both are intermediate constants are given. So first, let me write the formula. Then we have to think about that. So concerned formula for electrical conductivity. Sigma is equal to electrical conductivity. That is equal to m e square tau divided by 2m. Correct? So here, electron charge, even though it is not given, you have to think it is a constant, 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. We can substitute. So E is known thing, m, I supposed to do the substitution for m also. M is equal to how much? Small letter m. You know that? Mass of the electron. He has given the electrons only, is it right? Electrons. Therefore, mass of the electron is equal to m, 9.1, 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Rest mass of the electron. Rest mass of the electron is given. Okay. But small n is not given here. Small n, we are supposed to do the calculation. So small n is equal to how much? N is equal to, I supposed to calculate first n, then we have to proceed further. Then we can do the substitution. All these things we can do the substitution here. So small n is equal to, atomic weight of copper is given. Okay. Density of copper is given. So I will write the density here. Number of electrons per unit volume. This is number of electrons per unit volume. Number of electrons per unit volume means number of electrons divided by the volume, correct? Total number of electrons divided by the volume. Total number of electrons divided by the total volume. Volume is equal to, this is small n. Number of electrons per unit volume means this is. Total number of electrons, how many are there? Total volume is how much, that we are supposed to do the substitution. So how we are going to do the calculation? Directly we can do this, no problem. So small n is equal to, number of electrons per unit volume is equal to, how much he has given? Density 8.94. 10 to the power 3. That is the density he has given. Divided by mass he has given. Mass of copper 63.5. This 63.5, it is in terms of AMU. He has not written, but I will write it now. 63.5 AMU. AMU you have to convert. AMU is atomic mass unit. It is not in terms of kg. 1 AMU is equal to 1.66 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. This is conversion factor between AMU to the kg. So 1.66 10 to the power of minus 27. I have to put. So do this calculation. Small n is equal to, you are going to have 8 point something. How much you are going to get? Just you write it here. Do this calculation. This is number of electrons per unit volume. So take this one, do the substitution here. Sigma is how much? You do the calculation. This is the formula. Take all these constants, do the substitution here, get the answer. SI unit, either Siemens you can write, otherwise you can write Mo per meter, or you can write Siemens per meter. Do it fast. Volume is equal to, what is that? Mass divided by density. Volume is equal to mass divided by density. Mass in the denominator, mass divided by density means density goes to numerator. Got the answer? Check it up. Are you going to get 2.9 something? 2.94. 10 to the power of 7. Are you getting this much? You check it up. Okay. So today or maybe tomorrow morning, just to send your assignments. Okay. Get it ready. Send it. Again, you go through it, all the concepts properly, then you send it. Okay.